Welcome back. Welcome back to me, really. Today I just wanted to take you through some exercises, strengthening exercises specifically, that you can do when you don't have weights or your exercise bands or you don't have access to a gym, kind of like I did in Maine. And just excuse my sweatiness. I went for a run and did a little yoga, and I figured I'd just make a quick video while I was at it, okay? So the first one I want to start with is a basic, okay? It is a regular old-fashioned push-up. Push-ups are awesome because not only do they work the arms, back, and chest, but you also get some good core control, which helps support your lower back, okay? So first thing you want to do is make sure you're in the right position. You want to have your hands directly under your shoulders. You want to have your toes tucked under so you're on the balls of your feet, and you want your back to stay nice and flat like mine. The way you ensure your back stays nice and flat is keeping that belly tight. Then you're just going to lower as far as you can comfortably, kicking your arms out to the side. You can also do a variation, which would be the girl push-up, where you put your knees and your shins on the ground. Hands are in the same position, and you would lower there as well. Clearly that one's easier for me as I can get my nose all the way to the ground with that one, okay? The other thing you can do is more of a triceps push-up, kind of like the yoga chaturanga push-up, where you keep your elbows in tight and then push back up. That one is definitely more challenging, but it'll really work the back of the triceps and in between your shoulder blades and your back. Now, the push-up leads us to our second exercise, which again is a very basic exercise but can be very challenging. Same position, but we're going to talk about a full plank. Again, hands directly under your shoulders, shoulder blades engaged, neck in neutral, keeping your belly muscles tight and your legs engaged to help keep you supported. I like to do the plank a couple different ways. I like to hold it for some endurance training, also for some long strengthening. But I also like to do several reps kind of quick in between things to kind of just engage the core muscles. So I might be doing some push-ups. I actually do the girl ones most of the time. Maybe I do a couple of the girl push-ups. Maybe I do a couple of the regular push-ups. And then I just hold into a plank. And you can see I'm shaking because I already did a couple of these with my yoga routine today. Now that leads us to side plank. Side plank for me is one of the toughest things, but it is a great full body exercise. It really works the gluteus medius, which is your outer hip muscle. It really works the arm, shoulder, scapular, shoulder blade, and it gets the obliques of your abdominals, which is what kind of helps keep everything nice and tight, especially for rotational movements. So the side plank, I'll show you the hard way first, but your fingers are just facing out. Hand is directly under your shoulder blade. Your feet can be in a couple different positions. The first way is one in front of the other. The second is you can stack them. Okay? Now your hand can be on your hip like mine, or you can bring it up for an added challenge. You want to make sure your head stays in neutral. Now your easier version of this is to bring the bottom leg down so you're on your knee. And again, your body can be in a couple different positions. Your hand can be on your hip, up above your head. With this one, it's always good sometimes to lift the leg, get some of the outer hip and thigh on the top leg. If you are really looking for a challenge, you can go into full side plank and lift the top leg. But I can't hold that one very long. My back isn't really strong enough for that one. Now we've got two more. The first one brings us to hands and knees, okay? You want to keep your belly button engaged, those belly muscles, not sucking in, but just keeping them tight. And what you want to do is engage the shoulder blades, keep the back nice and flat. Think about a glass of water balancing on your back, okay? And what you're going to do is kick one leg out and the opposite arm out. Keeping your head in neutral. And what you want to avoid is lifting too high that you're arching at all, and try to keep it nice and straight. You can do a hold. You can do some alternating repetitions. Okay, but this is great for back, core, arm, butt. It kind of nails them all. I love it. Now our last one is kind of a stretch, but also a strengthening exercise. But it is one of my favorites, and it's just the downward facing dog. So when you're in your all fours position and your hands are directly under your shoulders, all you're going to do is tuck your toes underneath you and shoot that bottom up to the sky. Think about leading up with your tailbone, okay? Keep the belly muscles engaged, keep your head relaxed, keep your shoulder blades engaged. Really think about getting a good stretch through the hamstrings, through the calves, but you're also working the arms and shoulders. That's all I've got for you guys today. Just a real quick video about a couple things you can do using your own body weight. It's a great thing to do when you're staying in 10 different hotels on a 10-day road trip. Thanks for reading my blog, everyone. And now that I'm back and not as crazy, I should have more coming for you soon, but let's start with these this week, okay? Thanks, guys.